Hi, everyone. Two graded stakes races on Saturday at Del Mar. The grade 1 Bing Crosby is race number 8. The grade 2 San Diego, race number 10. We'll take them separately, and we'll start with the Bing Crosby, race number 8. It's a grade 1 in name only. This race, historically, is one of the better sprint races in California. It's been won by the likes of Dr. Scheibel a year ago, Emma Zombie, Smiling Tiger, Street Boss, Kona Gold. Some very good California sprinters have won the Bing Crosby. Maybe there's a good one in this year's field, or maybe not. The truth of the matter is this year's Bing Crosby came up exceptionally weak. The sprint division in California has kind of fallen to pieces. Dr. Scheibel is out for the rest of the year. Same with Brickyard Ride, who had a chip taken out of a knee, and he'll be out until the winter meet at Santa Anita. Essential Wagers retired. So they're the good sprinters in California. I guess you could put Flightline in that mix, but he's not going to be a sprinter. He's looking at a 1 1/4 Pacific Classic. The sprint division in California is weak, and so is the Bing Crosby. And that's not to berate any of these 10 starters. It's just they haven't stepped forward to the graded stakes level quite yet. There are perhaps a couple of exceptions and a couple of lightly raced horses who I like to move forward in this race. Let's first take a look at the field of 10. It's race number 8, 6 furlongs on the main track. And again, none of these horses are really that great. American Theorem did win a grade 2 sprint last time out, going 7/8. I don't think he is as effective at 6 furlongs. In fact, his trainer has said the same thing. And this race gets him to the Pat O'Brien at 7 furlongs next month. Shaz, lightly raced, Bob Baffert trainee, Bag Boss in from Churchill Downs, really unproven against graded stakes company. In fact, unproven against stakes company, period. Principe Carlo ran well in defeat against American Theorem last time out. Drain the Clock in from the East Coast. He is very fast, and he will influence the pace scenario. It's a mishmash group, and that's just the way it is. But from a betting standpoint, maybe that's okay. I'm not sure what the price will be on my top selection, but let's talk about him. He's the least experienced horse in the field, and I'm referring to number 2, Shaz. Shaz has started only 4 times. Let's take a look at his very first start. It was his career debut on opening day of the 2021-22 winter meet at Santa Anita. Why are we showing a race 4 starts back? Well, because this is the last time that Shaz ran this short. It was 6.5 furlongs. He's green through the lane on his wrong lead, but boy, did he and runner-up Hopkins run fast. 6.5 furlongs in 1:16, and Shaz was just too good, and he inched clear late. He earned a 105 Beyer speed figure, Shaz did in that career debut. He would come back and finish second into one other than, elevated to first via a very suspect disqualification, stretched out to a mile in his next start and went wire to wire at 2 to 5. Most recently, he went down to Lone Star for a rich race, the grade 3 Steve Sexton Mile. And he's not really a 2-turn horse. Shaz is not. What he is a good horse, and he's lightly raced, and he is unexposed so far. When I say unexposed, I mean, you look at him and you go, well, he's just an allowance horse, but he's only started 4 times. And in his last 2 workouts, he worked in company with none other than grade 1 winner, his stablemate, whose name I'm drawing a blank on right now. And he's probably, Country Grammar. Sorry about that. Country Grammar. Shaz worked in company with Country Grammar his last 2 starts. And even though they earned the same workout time, Country Grammar was under a ride in those workouts. And the rider on Shaz sat chilly and held off Country Grammar in both those recent workouts. I bring it up because Shaz is, in a way, figuratively speaking, dropping in class from a workout, 2 workouts against a grade 1 winner, dropping in class into a grade 1 race. I know that sounds silly. You don't drop in class from a workout into a race. But in a way, that's exactly what Shaz is doing. He is battle tested against a grade 1 winner, at least in the mornings. Now, he drew post number 2, Shaz did, but he does have enough speed to establish position. And if Juan Hernandez can work out a trip somehow, he should be able to be competitive, and I think he can win this race. Okay, let's talk a little bit about the Midwest Shipper. He's Bag Boss. Never even raced in a stakes race before, but he's a improving son of Speightstown, trained by Brendan Walsh, and his most recent start was at Churchill Downs. Churchill Downs does not share their race replay video with media outlets, but you can take a look if you want to. It was a two other than, just do a search for Bag Boss allowance win. And it was an impressive win, and a two other than at Churchill Downs. Bag Boss sat fourth behind the speed, took dirt, angled out, powered away. Visually impressive win with the best speed figure of his career, a 94 Beyer speed figure. Now, there wasn't much behind him. 9 of them behind him actually ran back, 2 claiming winners and a bunch of nondescript efforts against allowance companies. So it's entirely possible that Bag Boss looked good because he was running against a very modest field. Well, guess what? He's running against a modest field of stakes-type sprinters in California as well. Umberto Rispoli gets the call, and Bag Boss, an improving colt who might be this good. Brendan Walsh would not ship him across the country if he didn't basically say the horse was doing well. We'll find out how good Bag Boss is. He's my second preference behind locally based Shaz. Okay, I mentioned earlier, Principe Carlo and American Theorem. They finished 2-1 last time out in the Grade 2 Triple Bend. Let's watch the stretch run of the 7-furlong Triple Bend. This was at Santa Anita in late May, and that's American Theorem on the outside. Principe Carlo, who dueled Brickyard Ride into defeat. Brickyard Ride had an issue in this race, and he misfired, but Principe Carlo went fast, 21-4, 44. American Theorem hooked him, and Principe Carlo fought back the length of the lane, and boy, what a nasty nose photo finish loss by Principe Carlo. American Theorem on the outside wore him down. Principe Carlo ran better than the horse that beat him. American Theorem got the all-time great trip, sitting just off the speed, and he was able to get the nod at the wire. The dilemma, or the challenge facing both Principe Carlo and American Theorem is this. Neither one of them is as effective at 6 furlongs as they are at 7. They're good horses. They're in form based on that last start in late May. And in fact, Principe Carlo shows the exact same pattern that 2019 Bing Crosby winner Sistron did. Sistron did all the dirty work in the Triple Bend. He tired, and then he came back shortening to 6 furlongs, and he won the Bing Crosby in 2019. So Principe Carlo, even though, like American Theorem, using the Bing Crosby to get to the Pat O'Brien. And they're both good horses, and who knows? Maybe they can cut back and be effective. Okay, long shots in this field. Well, Howbeit was odds on to win the Oak Tree Sprint last time out, and his comeback at Pleasanton. He stumbled, lost his rider, and that was that. Howbeit is fast on numbers. I don't know if he's great at stakes caliber. I'm not sure if that's even necessary for this race. But trainer Mark Glatt, who trained, by the way, Dr. Scheibel and Collusion Illusion to win the Bing Crosby the last 2 years, is going to give Howbeit a class test here in the Bing Crosby. And who knows? Based on his Beyer speed figures last summer and spring and summer, 99 Beyer speed figure, -1/4 on Thorograph, Howbeit is fast enough on numbers to be competitive. I don't know what to do with Drain the Clock. He was run into the ground last time out in a suicidal pace duel in the Grade 3 Smile Sprint down at Gulfstream Park. The 1, 2, 3 pace setters finished last, second to last, and third to last. The race fell apart, and Drain the Clock was not up to the challenge. Now, again, he's another shipper from the East Coast. He must be doing well. He is very fast, and I expect him to probably challenge for the lead, Drain the Clock. But when all is said and done, in a very modest field, I like the chances of the lightly raced Shaz making only the 5th start of his career, training super against a top workmate in the morning. I think that Shaz can win the Bing Crosby. I respect the Midwest shipper Bag Boss, and I also like the old-timer Principe Carlo, shortening from 7 furlongs to 6. Shaz, my top selection in race number 8 on Saturday at Del Mar.